But let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Damione Lewis is in the news today for the Hurricanes, man. See, Jamal. See, I know you made straight A's, Jamal, because you listen. You listen. You listen. You're the only one see, look, hashtag wholesome to the you, then you come right back, Hayes to you. I know you made straight A's, man. I know you made straight A's. All right. Ballard Sports. What's up with you, baby? Y'all go check out Ballard Sports, man. He does great Bama content. Shout out to Ballard, man. I've been watching you too, man. You be hitting those lives too, man. Shout out to Ballard Sports, man. I had an opportunity to meet him when I did the live commitment for Peter Woods, who ended up going to Clemson, and I got banned from the state of Alabama. They told me I should not be allowed around kids. I'm no longer welcome in the state of Alabama. Matter of fact, sir, don't catch a flight out of here. Please drive to the state line and don't look back. And I have not been back to Alabama since because I was scared for my life. Roll Tide rolled me right up out of there. And right before I stepped across the state line, you know what I said? It's all about you, baby. And then I stepped across the line where I was safe. So that's good. Joshua's still in the building. Appreciate you, Sharks outfit, man. I'm glad to be back in the building. We got things going. Still under a little construction here, but we got enough going up here where we can have a show. So I like it. All right. Well, let me get to the meat and potatoes of this deal today. Normal guy in the building. Pilo. How is you and Coach Cristobal relationship? I'm good. Shout out to Coach Cristobal, man. Like I say, for those that don't know, he gave me opportunity at FIU, man, to coach there. So I did that, and I appreciate it, and I will always be grateful for it, and always be appreciative of it. But I don't have any issues, man. I do this show, and some people may say, "Oh, you're hard on Coach Cristobal." Well, this is the arena I'm in right now. Call balls and strikes. I call it like I see it, and I call it straight down the middle. If it's over the plate, strike one. If it's outside the plate, ball one. I don't know if I'm doing my hands talk right, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, let me get to what I'm trying to get to, man. I missed y'all guys, so I keep reading the chat, but I got to stop. Damione Lewis, Miami Hurricane, former Miami Hurricane player, alum, which was a first-round pick, 12th pick overall from the 2001 draft. He was with the Canes from 96 to 2000. Made a great impact in there, man. Played in the league, I want to say, for 10 years, maybe 11 years. He was drafted by the Rams, played for the Panthers, Patriots, as well as the Houston Texans in the building. But now we're on the coaching side of things. So let's get to that. In 2020, he took kind of 10 years off or whatever the case may be. And in 2020, he began coaching with the Seattle Seahawks. Pete Carroll gave him an opportunity as a defensive line coach for 2 years, 2021. And then he became the defensive tackles coach and assistant D-line coach for the Seahawks, 22-23. So spent a total of 4 years at the Seahawks. Then became the defensive line coach last year for Coach Prime, Deion Sanders at Colorado. And now he's currently back at the crib. Like the thumbnail says, home is where the heart is, baby. And so he's back in the building. But I will say this. I got to go back. I'm sorry. In 2019, he had an off-the-field role for FIU as the assistant athletic director of football player development. Okay. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to him and getting it rocking and rolling. So I was on in a Discord earlier, the Villains Discord. Street had a Discord. They invited me in there for a little bit. And somebody asked me, Coach, what's your thoughts on Damione Lewis coming to the U as a coach? And I think it's a great idea. Right. And he also asked me, say, hey, man, well, what do you think about him and Jason Taylor working together? Do you think they'll work well? I have to be honest. I don't have an answer for that because I don't know Jason Taylor. I don't know Damione Lewis, and I don't know their personalities. Now, hopefully they work well together. But do I think off the rip right now that Damione Lewis is a positive for the Miami Hurricanes? Most definitely. I think that he can definitely add value. He brings experience as a player, brings experience as a coach from the NFL, and we'll see how that plays out, man. But he's back at the crib. And a lot of players and people and fans always ask, man, why don't y'all take care of y'all former players? Well, here's a start. Here's a start. We had Ed Reed there with Mario Cristobal. He ended up going to Bethune-Cookman. That didn't work, and he didn't come back, and that's okay. But now you got Damione Lewis there, right? So maybe people will trickle back in. And I got a special graphic for y'all. I got a special graphic coming up for y'all. I'm working on it. Y'all going to love it. I think it's going to go viral. Let me see if I can get a viral moment out of this deal. I think it's going to go viral. We could definitely make it happen. But anyway, that's where we are, man, with Damione Lewis. Again, leaving out of Colorado. Now, people know I do have a Colorado show on this channel as well called the Primetime Talk. It's part of the Coach Me Coach podcast as well. And it's very interesting. I believe, and I said before, I believe that the addition of Warren Sapp and Damione Lewis, I think Damione Lewis was the defensive line coach, on paper, officially. And then Warren Sapp, who was considered the GA, but still definitely a coach, improved Colorado's defensive line. And that's part of why they had success that they did this year. You had quite a few guys. BJ Green there. You had what's the little sawed-off cat? Shadozi in the building and so forth. So I really believe that he was an addition to them as well as Warren Sapp. So, I mean, like I said, think about it. Damione Lewis, not a gold jacket wearer, but definitely a force to be reckoned with, had an opportunity to coach with a gold jacket in Colorado with Warren Sapp. And now he'll be coaching with a gold jacket, since everybody values the gold jackets, with Jason Taylor. So there it is. I mean, hey, I think it's an easy transition. Now, a lot of people have been asking, especially when the news broke, Coach, why did Damione Lewis come to Miami? Why didn't he stay? Hell, because he wanted to. It's to you, baby. Where else would you want to go? Come on, man. Y'all cut it out with that Colorado. He stay in Colorado. Man, get that crap out of here, man. You got a chance to go back to your house. Wouldn't you go back home? I definitely would. So why not? Why not? I do think it's a lot. I think it's a lot of upside, definitely at the University of Miami. You got players like Mezzador that's coming back, a young Ruben Bain, who I believe will play more inside this year. I think that's huge. And what's funny is Damione Lewis, and if you look at Damione Lewis and Ruben Bain, particularly their body types, their styles were very similar. So I think he can definitely add value to Ruben Bain's game. And I think, and I said this before about Ruben Bain. He started off at end, he played end in high school, but he's only going to get bigger, right? He can be a hellified and a destructive and a disruptive defensive three technique, right? At D tackle, at the three technique. Because now, again, it's not as sexy. Nobody ever wants to go down, right? No DB wants to be a linebacker. No linebacker wants to be a D lineman. No D lineman, like DN, wants to be a D tackle. No D tackle wants to be an offensive lineman. I get it. But if you look at Ruben Bain, his skill set and so forth and so on, as he's getting bigger, stronger, and faster, think about this from a strategic standpoint, right? He's not going to be responsible for the most part of containing the edge and trying to run with these fast guys out the back. I don't think Ruben Bain has top end, long end speed, right? I think he's very good here in these short spaces creating havoc. But here's where the beauty, I think, of him being a three technique is. He's going to have that two-way go. What does that mean? If he's playing on the guard, right, the three technique, the outside shoulder of the guard, that's what the three technique is. He's got the B gap as well as the A gap, right? So he can fight through the guard tackle gap, or he can fight through the guard center gap, okay, as well as other stunts. But we're just talking about that two-way go. So he's not necessarily limited to always trying to, in the back of your mind, hold the edge, keep the edge. He can play and he can make plays, and he's closer to the quarterback. He's right there. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Angel in the building. What's up, baby? So I really think that he brings that value. When I'm talking about Damione Lewis, that is. He brings that particular value there. As well as you have Ahmad Moten that's coming along. I had him as my POTS player. I don't know if you guys remember that. And my POT player stands for pop off the screen player, right? And I'm talking about coming out of high school. Coming out of high school, Ahmad Moten, I thought showed great flashes. Chase Smith was my first one. Unfortunately, he's been battling a lot of injury. Chase Smith was my first. Ahmad Moten came in as my second POTS player, pop off the screen player. He has it, but now he needs somebody to unlock it, right? Like Ruben Bain was my pot. Well, I think that was an easy, low-hanging fruit POTS player, meaning pop off the screen. So I think I chose somebody else. I can't remember. But anyhow, Ahmad Moten needs to unlock it. He needs to unlock the it factor. He has it, and hopefully Damione Lewis can unlock it and make him a force to be reckoned with. Somebody said Juan Mayo. So Ruben Bain no longer going to Colorado. D tackle is not a sexy position, coach, but it's extremely valuable. Exactly. It's like the left tackle, right? Right? It's not sexy. Huh? You're in the middle, getting double teamed, all that stuff, right? You don't make plays on the perimeter like that too much where people could see you. And, you kind of you make your sacks within the crowd, and I get it. But who cares? Huh? Tell them if they want to find out what you did, go look at the box score. The box score will tell you everything they did. Huh? And that's where you make your money now. The 3 technique is becoming a new defensive end. The 3 technique, I'm sorry, I'll get my wire right. The 3 technique is becoming a new defensive end. All right, we're trying to set this up. Y'all give me a second. All right, I got it. Okay, all right. Aaron Donald kind of reinvented the wheel when it came to the 3 technique. All right, a smaller guy that's strong, that's powerful, that's quick, and you're dealing with typically a lesser athlete than the offensive tackle. The offensive tackle is a very athletic position, long, rangy, right? The guard, not as, of course, they're leaner now, and everybody's athletic, but a little bit lesser talent. And I think that's what's important right now. Okay. So yes, shout out to Travis Green. Love to see Bain at 3. I would love to see him. I thought, like I say, he did well his freshman year. And he kind of played inside, outside, did both, whatever. But that right there, to me, I think is super important. I think that Ruben Bain, I know he had some injury at the very beginning of the season. I want to say it was the Florida game. He got hurt and was out for a couple of weeks. But definitely can be an X factor in that sense when it comes to our defensive line.